A lot of you guys like to use calories to measure food and how much you eat, but I'm here to tell you that it's completely inaccurate, it's not good to use, and I'll be debunking the calorie myth. Let's go. So first of all, we need to address what a calorie is. A calorie is a unit of heat energy needed to raise 1 gram of temperature by, 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius. Now, this measurement is accurate if you apply to a closed thermodynamic system. And this is a closed system where it can only let heat out. Unlike us, we're an open system. We can let matters in and out. Example, we sweat, we let heat and water out. Or when we talk, we let water and sound and heat out. We're an open system. We're not a closed system. And that's what it talks about here. Okay. Now this is an example of a closed thermodynamic system. It's a bomb kilometer, and this is a great example because this is what scientists use to figure out calories of foods. So basically what they do here, you can read, have a look. They put food in the sample in this yellow column or section. They heat the water up around it. They combust the food, and they look at how much heat energy is created. And basically how much heat energy was created is the calorie. But you got to realize that humans are an open system, okay? This is a closed system, closed thermodynamic system. This means we can never predict how much energy is gained or lost in a human with calories, all right? Example, as a human, as an open system who digest energy chemically. Here's butter, here's a lettuce, that's glucose, 1 gram of glucose, that's 1 gram of palmic acid. 1 gram of palmic acid produces 9 calories and 209 ATP. Meanwhile, a gram of glucose creates 4 calories and 30 ATP. Now, can you notice how the butter has 2.25 times more calorie per gram, but it can synthesize 4 times the ATP? So, by this definition, you get more out of the same calorie from fat than glucose. And by this, it's just debunked. This mechanism just debunks calories, okay? And here's a closer, better example of how fats are metabolized and oxidized. But there's more too. There's so many mechanisms, I'm just naming two. So here's fructose. It's mainly found in fruits and honey and fruits, and it's a sugar. It's a really sweet sugar. You can find it in high fructose corn syrup and like cupcakes, but it's naturally found in these two. Now, the thing about fructose is it depletes ATP, produces reactive oxygen species, and that causes oxidative stress. So fructose is a poison basically. It's really bad for you. And this is relevant in calories because fructose is counted in calories. But if you consume the same amount of calories and fat, this mechanism wouldn't happen. So even though we technically had the same amount of calories, there would be a completely different outcome, right? So, truth about calories. Measuring food energy with calories have nothing to do with human biochemistry. In human health, we look at nutrition, health, nourishment, and longevity, not how much heat energy something has when it's combusted, okay? Calories therefore have nothing to do with human biochemistry. What do you do if you don't use calories to measure food? Well, my answer to that is to eat an optimal diet and you won't have to worry about calories at all. Because if you eat the optimal diet, these mechanisms, the mechanism of fructose, that's a variable, because you eat high fat, low sugar. Same goes for this. And thing about my diet's that there's high fat and high protein, which goes well together. Same goes for high carbs and high protein. You kind of have to choose one. That's what the Randall cycle tells us. And Randall cycle is a process where oxidation of glucose and fat inhibit each other. When you're intaking a large amount of glucose and sugar, they inhibit each other, and it basically causes oxidative stress and inflammation throughout the body. So you basically have to choose between fat and sugar. And you can look at fat, which has all the essential nutrition that's only found in fat: vitamin A, vitamin K2, vitamin D. And sugar will cause glycation, it will cause insulin spikes, insulin resistance and sensitivity, and extra sugar will turn into advanced glycation end products and bind to your collagen to make your skin age way worse. You can see that with Paul Saladino. Also, and fructose, as I mentioned, is a poison for the mitochondria. So you will feel worse on a sugar when you run off sugar. I could just keep yap about this, but I think this is a good place to end it. So basically, calories don't matter to humans because we act differently to a bomb kilometer.